slam by Rampage Jackson.
And that's it. That is all she wrote from Hercules right there.
Danielle Taylor throwing some heavy shots and ends the fight. Cutler is out. Insane airplane toss by Charles Krazy.
Landed takedowns. Huge knees, two huge knees.
And there she is, Ronda Rousey making her pro debut in excellent fashion. Jamie Colleen just destroying. Cutler says, no more, I'm out. And a quick look at our rules of combat based on 3 5-minute rounds and, of course, 5 5-minute rounds for championship bouts. And, of course, in the amateur division, that changed to 3 3-minute rounds. And, of course, 5 3-minute rounds for championship bouts in the amateur division. It's based on the 10-point must system, judging criteria. And to get things started, we'll go ahead and throw it to the cage.
Here is Martin El Matrix Velez.
Martin Velez makes his way to the cage side. Velez hails from Ontario, California, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. This bout is set for the 145-pound weight class. 3 rounds at 3 minutes each. Velez's current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. And he also holds a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Velez trains out of Sequence BJJ in Norco, California. He considers himself a well-diverse mixed martial artist. All fighters should be, very familiar with aspects on the ground, aspects on the stand-up, especially at this time in the sport. More than ever, just mastering the playing field is all about going to enhance your chances at getting more wins. Velez looking to pick up his second win tonight as he heads into the cage.
Here is Kyle Ferguson.
Kyle Ferguson now makes his way to cage side. Ferguson hails from Placerville, California, and stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, his amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 1 loss. Ferguson trains out of MMA Gold in El Dorado Hills, California. His background specializes in wrestling and his ground game. Ferguson is definitely going to be looking to take things down to the ground where he's comfortable. This fight, Velez is going to have to be careful from those takedown attempts. Really going to have to work the defense here, but who knows? Velez has a great stand-up. If he can overwhelm Ferguson, Ferguson may not get the chance to take him down. It looks like we have a minor holdup here. Seems the referee has found some kind of product in the hair of Kyle Ferguson. They're just going to quickly wash that away before the fight, as they cannot, a fighter cannot walk in with any kind of product, any gel or anything in the hair. Unfortunately, it's just not allowed. The referee always got to look out for the safety of the fighters. Once again, King of the Cage brought to you by Lucas Oil and General Tire. We're here at Future Legends 41 at the Silver Legacy Resort and Casino in Reno, Nevada. Kyle Ferguson gearing up and heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Silver Legacy Resort Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the lightweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Tom Supnet. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, official weight 155 pounds. He represents Sequence Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Ontario, California, presenting Martin El Matrix Velez. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 10 inches tall. Official weight 148.8 pounds. He represents MMA Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, from Placerville, California, presenting Kyle Ferguson. Once again, Tom Supnet is your official for this bout. 3 rounds, lightweights.
Hey guys, follow my instructions at all times and defend yourself at all times. Touch them up. Good luck.
Tom Supnet, our rep for this matchup, as we head off into round 1 between Martin Velez and Kyle Ferguson here in the 145-pound weight division. Silver Legacy Casino Resort, once again for another night of mixed martial arts action in the heart of Reno, Nevada. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds here in the amateur division. And Kyle Ferguson with a little bit of a reach advantage. And we'll see if Martin Velez can work around that. Nice kick to keep him at bay. Ferguson continues to take the outside of the cage. Both fighters taking away the distance here. And Velez clinching up, looking for that takedown. Ferguson showing some good base here. Turns things around as he works Velez up against the cage. Tom Supnet, our ref, on top of the action, making sure both fighters are staying busy here. And Ferguson continues to stay busy, but Velez got those overhooks. Trying to maintain control here, an exchange of knees, and they are separated, and the distance begins again. Ferguson continues to circle around, gets a little tricky. Crowd likes it, and they know he has the skills, and if one of those lands, man, that's humbling. Goes back to the saying of Rex Kwon Do. You think anybody wants to get a roundhouse by these?
Ooh, and a nice shot from Ferguson. Rocks Velez.
Velez in a little bit of trouble here.
Gets him that takedown he was looking for.
Yep.
Ferguson looking to capitalize.
Ferguson continuing to take back control here, trying to take this to the ground. And now a little bit of shots.
Ferguson with some nice hands.
Yeah, and right now they're clinching up once again. Velez thought he was going to try and take this to the ground earlier. Didn't quite happen yet.
Shooting off some knees and now pushing Ferguson up against the fence.
Yeah, like I said, Ferguson shows he's got some good wrestling ability there. He's been able to take the takedown. He's been able to defend the takedown attempts by Velez. And they continue to just clinch up here against the cage.
Velez trying to take down Ferguson. Puts him up against the fence.
Both fighters continue to struggle and fight for that position. And we may create some distance here once again. Ferguson trying to back out, trying to create that space, but Velez says, no, we're taking it right back against the cage. A little over 16 seconds remains here. Final 10 seconds. Our ref, Tom Supnet, on top of the action, making sure both fighters are staying busy. Coming to a close, and there you go. Great round by both fighters. Ferguson may have come up in that round. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Now we saw Velez just, remained very patient, remained very cautious in the beginning. Ferguson became the aggressor, pushed right in right off the bat, landed a couple of nice strikes, a couple of nice jabs here and there, continually every time, actually. When he couldn't get that takedown attempt he was working to get, until finally knocked Velez down and was able to capitalize onto that. Velez definitely going to have to pick up on some more points in the next round.
To Silver Legacy Casino Resort in Reno, Nevada. This is King of the Cage as we head off into round 2. Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup. So far, it's been a great fight. Ferguson on top so far.
Ferguson, I'd say, I'd have to give him round number 1. I think he just landed a few more shots, definitely controlled the fight a little more. Les got rocked a couple times there. We'll see if he can recover from this. He still seems fine. He looks fresh, ready to go. Still taking that cautious attitude towards the fight.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And Ferguson is a very patient fighter. You can tell he is, the wrestling ability is just very explosive, and it's been very difficult for Velez to take him down.
Ferguson being a little more patient this round.
Yeah. Like I said, Ferguson's a very patient fighter, and he's just been taking his time.
Velez just waiting for Ferguson to open up. He's swinging with power.
Yeah, he is, but Ferguson, could probably take this to the ground, but he wasn't able to do it in round 1, but I know he has the ability to. It's just Velez is just was keeping him guessing. He was doing a really good job defending takedown attempts as well, and a nice shot. Velez is starting to pick up the pace a bit here. He's starting to be the aggressor. Ferguson, on the other hand.
Ferguson definitely not acting as aggressive as he did the first round, but just as I say that, lands a nice kick.
Yeah.
Knocks down Velez.
Yeah, and right now you can see Velez in a world of trouble.
I'm sure somewhat in part to his slip as well, it seemed.
Yeah, no, it's the side control here, trying to work it, trying to get in that guard. Ferguson utilizing his ground game now. He's finally on the ground. Both fighters have been very persistent in taking it down here, and here we are. We'll see who comes out on top. Les looks comfortable too.
Ferguson changing elevation here.
Ferguson looking to maybe land a shot from the top there as he tries to work the side control, but Velez is able to put him back.
Doesn't quite get it. He's still working it.
Yeah, he's still working it. He's working, trying to pass.
Velez defending.
Yeah, he is. He's doing a great job on the ground. This is where he wanted to be, and now he's having to work from his back, but he's doing a great job. He seems very comfortable. Nothing's, the pressure's not getting to him at all. Ferguson is just trying to pass guard, and it's just not happening on Velez's watch. So kudos to Velez for maintaining that position. Got to stay busy, though. The ref will stand him up, and that'll give Velez that advantage. Having a fresh start, but Ferguson tries to open up.
Ferguson with some nice shots.
From the top. Trying to finish
Rocking
things.
Velez. Definitely picking up some points here at the end of the round.
Yeah, and now he's going to really, like you said, he's scoring those last-minute points. And that's a great job done by Ferguson. Leaving no doubt in the minds of the judges. Some nice highlights from that round. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Ferguson, once again, while taking a little bit more of a cautious role in the beginning of the round, both fighters were. Once he got that kick, Ferguson definitely turned it up a notch, started being a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more of what we saw from that first round. Definitely landed some significant strikes onto Velez.
And here we go. Set for round 3. Between Martin Velez and Kyle Ferguson. Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup.
Velez still looking fresh, but he's definitely going to have to work a little harder to pick up some points this round. Ferguson dives in.
And remember, this is scheduled for three-minute rounds in the amateur division. In the 145-pound weight division. I was all thinking that's a typo because these guys are pretty buff. I mean, they look a little bit bigger than that. Obviously, Kyle Ferguson has got the reach advantage here, but it has proven to be no problem at all for Martin Velez. As Martin Velez was trying to take it to the ground, Ferguson took it to the ground first, but Velez was able to work off his back and able to display some of his ground game in the midst of all that. Now, oh man, and he drops Ferguson like that. And you would have thought that the ground game is what would have made him win this fight, but drops him with a couple of combinations.
Velez, who's been, relatively taking his time, being very patient, it's all paid off, and one combo is all it took.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 53 seconds of round number 3. Your winner by knockout, Martin El Matrix Velez. Here is Owen Craw.
Owen Craw now making his way to cage side. Craw hails from Carson City, Nevada, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Fighting under the 170-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 0 losses. Craw trains out of the Reno Academy of Combat in Reno, Nevada. His styles and influences revolve themselves around wrestling and his ground game. Most of the experience he's had has been in his wrestling career. That's basically what's gotten him his first 2 wins in his early amateur career, so we'll see if he can pick up his 3rd win tonight. As Owen Craw heads into the cage.
Here is Joey Mckay.
Joey Mckay now makes his way to cage side. Tut hails from Sacramento, California, and stands at 6 feet 1 inch tall. Also fighting out of the 170-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. Tut trains out of Ultimate Fitness in Sacramento, California, where he practices wrestling and a freestyle fight stance. It's a battle of wrestlers here tonight. We'll see who stands out as Joey Mckay heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Silver Legacy Resort Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the welterweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, James Fancher. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 9 inches tall, official weight 168.6 pounds. He represents the Reno Academy of Combat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Carson City, Nevada, presenting Owen Craw. opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6'1", official weight 165.2 pounds. He represents Ultimate Fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sacktown, Sacramento, California, presenting Joey Mckay. Once again, James Fanchier is your official 3 rounds welterweights.
All right, guys, we've gone over the major fouls in the back. If you want to touch gloves now. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Come out ready to fight.
Here we are, round number 1. Joey Mckay versus Owen Craw. Craw in the blue gloves, Tut in the red. And we'll get things started quickly here. Tut with a couple of nice strikes, but Craw gets the takedown. Craw now taking the back. Well, this isn't looking good for Joey Mckay. Tut trying to curve out of this. Craw just working from the back, landing shots, waiting for the submission attempt.
Right now, taking the back, like you said, and trying to stay busy. Keeping him guessing, keeping him working. And those are the type of punches that will keep you guessing and keep working. The last thing you need to do is catch a shot to the chin from underneath your armpit. Those are some of the worst shots. But you can't plan where they're coming. The breathing technique, catch one on the chin and it is lights out. And he is just smothering him right now.
Yeah, Tut definitely going to have to look to improve from the situation. Craw landing some devastating strikes.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to get out of this. This is problematic.
Yeah, Joey Tut's definitely feeling that. Looking for a way to defend.
Ref is tempted to step in. He's got to do something. And just sitting there taking shots is not gonna improve position. That's it.
And the ref will call it.
Ground and pound victory. Once it went to the ground, he just wasn't able to recover from that position, and that's where the beginning of the end began.
Joey Tut just wasn't able to defend from that barrage of strikes. I mean, once Craw got him on the ground, things just went into his favor. Owen Craw was able to unleash a flurry of strikes while taking the back of Joey Tut, and Tut was just not able to defend from those, and the referee had let it go on as long as he could, but had to call it.
Just takes shot after shot. I don't know if he was tapping out there for a second and took a couple more, but that's it. We throw it to Dean Stone.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee in charge, James Fanchier, has seen enough, steps in, calls a halt to this bout due to strikes. The official time, 1 minute and 31 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by TKO, Owen Craw. Here is Joseph Lee.
Joseph Lee now making his way to cage side. Lee hails from Sacramento, California, and stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall. Fighting out of the 135-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. Lee currently holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of MMA Gold in El Dorado Hills. Joseph Lee looking to pick up his 2nd win tonight. Lee heads into the cage.
here is Peyton Talbot.
Now making his way to cage side, Peyton Talbot. Talbot hails from Reno, Nevada, and stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Weighing in the 135-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 loss. He considers himself a very diverse fighter. He's good on the stand-up, comfortable on the ground. Definitely a formidable foe for any opponent here tonight. Peyton Talbot heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the sensational Silver Legacy Resort and Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the flyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, James Fanshear. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 6 inches tall, official weight 134.4 pounds. He represents MMA Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, from Sacramento, California, presenting Joseph Lee. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 9 inches tall. Official weight 134.4 pounds. He represents the Reno Academy of Combat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Reno, Nevada, presenting Peyton Talbot. Once again, James Fanshear is your official for this bout. 3 rounds, flyweights.
Okay, we've gone over some of the major fouls in the back. Obey my commands. Protect yourself at all times. Have a good show. If you want to touch gloves now. We'll come out ready to fight.
And here we go. Joseph Lee set to take on Peyton Talbot. 135-pound weight division. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. James Fanshear, our rep for this matchup. Former champion, welterweight champion here at King of the Cage and many other organizations. And they are wasting no time by putting the pedal to the metal. Turbo mode. Right now fighting for that position here. Joseph Lee with the overhand, the overhook on the neck there. Things are just so fast at this point. Lee coming out on top here so far. This has been a battle of who's going to have position here on the cage. Peyton Talbot with the reach advantage, starting to utilize those limbs.
Both fighters just trying to overpower one another and get that slight little edge. It's truly back and forth here. They're going to exchange some nice strikes. Definitely doing a little bit of damage. And Talbot now taking the back of Lee. Oh, this doesn't look good for Joseph Lee. He's now caught up in a rear naked choke, potentially.
Yeah, I think you're right. Joseph Lee is kind of in a bad position. I think he can get out of this. It's not that bad. He doesn't have the hooks in. It's just hard to tell from this angle where we're sitting. But right here, you could, yeah, there we go.
Talbot now in a more ideal position here.
Yeah, Lee could get out of this. He just has to twist a little bit more. It's easier said than done.
Softening him up, laying down some strikes.
Now taking the
Talbot
back.
holds on. Lee's trying to escape, and he gets it. Lee now going to punish Talbot a little bit there, but Talbot still trying to take that back.
Yeah, he is. He's absolutely just throwing some shots. He's going wild here. And Lee's just a bit confused. And this is somewhat of an advantage, obviously, for Peyton Talbot. Now, Joseph Lee has a handle on the situation. 55 seconds remains. Got to make up for lost time here. So Peyton sort of sustained the situation earlier, keeping the fighters from the pace from going, and it just shows that Peyton is controlling this fight if this does go the distance. And it does, the judges have to make a decision, so.
Talbot now working from the ground.
Yeah, it appears this is where he wanted to be, and now he's starting to control things more too.
Lee holding on to that arm.
And Lee's was in a little bit of trouble, as we saw earlier in round one, if you're just tuning in. Peyton was trying to set up a rear naked choke. The awkward position of it all made it impossible for him to finish it. But it did make Lee think a bit, where it's like, man, I can't really give up my back.
Joseph Lee really going to have to put in some extra work here and try to improve the situation.
Not enough time left.
He'll stand back up for the end of the round. Let's take a look at the replay. An exciting beginning between Joseph Lee and Peyton Talbot. Both fighters getting a nice exchange of strikes between the two. But ultimately, I think Talbot came out on top this round. Got a little more points for control, especially when things got down to the ground. He was able to just dominate Joseph Lee and even almost got him in that rear naked choke. Couldn't quite land it. We'll catch round number 2 coming up after the break. Round number 2. Once again, both fighters starting off with some heat. Talbot slips there. Doesn't let it get used against him. Turns around on Lee. Both fighters still looking fresh.
Peyton came up in the last round. He was controlling most of it on the ground. Lee was in a world of trouble, but to Lee's credit, he was able to defend that rear naked choke attempt, which is very difficult from the position he was in, but yet it got Lee thinking and had to constantly defend. As Peyton was trying to confuse the situation, now taking it right back to the ground. So this could be proven to be problematic for Lee. As we know, Peyton was able to control things on the ground earlier in round 1. And here we are, once again, on the ground. And this, may not be good for Lee if this continues to stay this way. Like I said, in the minds of the judges, from what they're seeing, Peyton is controlling this fight, regardless if he's delivering damaging shots or not.
Talbot with the knees.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt.
I'm sure it does hurt.
Joseph Lee quickly gets out of that, and now they're slugging it out.
Peyton starting to turn things up. Lee says, bring it on. But as soon as they start to heat up, Peyton closes the distance. And probably going to take this right back to the ground once again. More knees.
Joseph Lee now back up against the fence. Talbot once again working the knees.
Yeah, and he's going to start wearing him down over time. That stuff adds up. I mean, you definitely lead your legs when you're fighting. It's one of the techniques I've seen underutilized a lot in MMA is taking out the legs of your opponent. But that also leaves your chin to be exposed too.
Talbot letting loose. This isn't looking good for Joseph, softening him up.
Joseph gets up, great job, avoiding any more punishment. Peyton just looking to take this right back to the ground.
Talbot once again taking things back to the ground.
Yeah, and this is where he's dominating it. I mean, you got to go where, it works for you. There's no sense in standing up and risking getting knocked out. Any given day, any fighter could get knocked out, lucky punch, just never know. Peyton doing the right thing.
Talbot continuing to punish Joseph Lee. Maintaining that back control. He's got that nice body triangle. He's definitely going to be there for a while unless Joseph Lee can break out of this. Just may get saved by the bell, though. And that will conclude round number 2. Let's take a look at the replay. Now, Peyton Talbot, as always, coming off with that aggression, being a little bit more of the aggressor this round. landing a couple more strikes over Lee. Not to discredit Lee at all, Joseph Lee doing a great job of defending, and when they're slugging it out, you know, he's landing his own significant shots onto Talbot. However, Talbot is just controlling the pace of this fight thus far. Definitely have to give him points again for this round. For just controlling it, taking it where it needed to be. Joseph was on his defense for a while.
And here we are, Chapter 3, Joseph Lee, Peyton Talbot. James Fanchier, our ref for this matchup, King of the Cage veteran and former welterweight champion here, now a referee. Lee turning things up.
Starting off with a lot of action as usual.
Yeah, Lee really has to gain points here.
Talbot, some nice hooks and a nice head kick. Joseph Lee just getting thrown around.
Yeah, it goes back to the ground. This is Peyton's world.
Talbot now moving in.
Lee's really got to defend this. If he gets taken back to the ground again, Peyton is going to control this, and he's going to risk giving up this fight to the judges.
Joseph really going to have to be on the lookout. You know, it's all or nothing this round. He's really going to have to pick it up and do something impressive.
This is Peyton's world. This is where he's going to control it. We're already at the 2-minute, 10-second mark. And, man, Peyton is just going to try and dominate this on the ground. And regardless if he's delivering damaging shots or not, controlling it, and keeping the aggression up like this.
Talbot setting things up. Just landing those shots, softening up Joseph Lee. Keeping him busy.
Joseph Lee taking some more knees. Lee has got to be exhausted. Peyton has just been nonstop, relentless, smothering him, not giving him one opportunity to get up, as you see right there. More shots from the top.
Lee kicks Talbot away. Talbot walks right back up. Sets up for more strikes.
Peyton looking to continue to work here, trying to get the full mount. Now trying to finish this off. 1 minute, 13 seconds remains. Does he have enough time to do it?
This isn't looking good for Joseph Lee in a very dangerous position here.
You know, Joseph Lee was in dangerous positions. He's got out of it before.
Talbot just keeps cranking it.
And he keeps cranking it. We'll see.
Lee looking to swing out of this, and he rolls out.
Great job by Lee.
Talbot, though, still taking control of the back. It's not over yet.
No, absolutely not. And right now, Talbot is just relentless. Like I said, he keeps smothering Lee. Just as soon as you think Lee gets out, he's right back underneath. Oh, this ain't good.
Lee just taking the punishment from Talbot.
What a way to solidify this fight. Round 3 closing on in for Talbot.
Talbot just continuing to punish Lee.
And scoring massive points in the midst of things. He's going to finish strong here tonight. But to Lee's credit, he hung in there. He stuck it out. Oh!
Oh, and the ref will call it.
I was wrong.
Lee unable to defend. Let's take a look at the replay. Talbot once again keeping that aggression going. And Lee was, you know, right there with him in the beginning of the round. But I think Talbot was once again able to turn things into his favor and eventually dominate that control and the pace of the fight. Once they got onto the ground, whether Talbot not only had the dominant back position and dominant positions for the majority of the fight, but also was able to keep it busy, keep him softened up, continually land strikes, set up multiple submission attempts. You know, Talbot just swept the board and totally took this win.
When we return, the action continues from Reno, Nevada. It's King of the Cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee James Fanchier steps in and stops this contest. 2 minutes and 42 seconds of the third round. Stops it due to strikes. Your winner by TKO, Peyton Talbot. Here is Mabratu Momura Gobina.
Mabratu Gobina now makes his way to cage side. Gobina hails from Elko, Nevada, and stands at 6 feet tall. Fighting out of the 185-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. Gobina currently holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Straight Blast Gym in Elko, Nevada. Gobina trains specifically in Muay Thai and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Very good combination, very formidable as we've seen in this sport. We'll see how he fares against his opponent and see if he can pick up a second win. Mebratu Gobina heads into the cage.
Here is Alex Moreno.
Now making his way to ringside, Alex Moreno. Moreno hails from El Dorado Hills, California, and stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Fighting out of the 185-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 1 loss. Moreno trains out of MMA Gold in El Dorado Hills, California, where he specializes in his wrestling technique. Now, while Moreno may prefer the ground game, he's definitely got the means to keep it together in the stand-up and be a formidable opponent. Particularly in the case with 2 tall opponents, Moreno does still have the height advantage over Mebratu. We'll see if he'll use that against him. Alex Moreno heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Silver Legacy Resort Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the middleweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, James Benchier. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet tall, official weight 185 pounds. He represents the Straight Blast Gym. Ladies and gentlemen, from Elko, Nevada, presenting Mebratu Momoda Gobina. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall. Official weight 183.8 pounds. He represents MMA Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, from El Dorado Hills, California, presenting Alex Moreno. Once again, James Benchier is your referee for this 3-round middleweight bout. Now with the final instructions.
All right, we've gone over the basic fouls in the back. Obey my commands, protect yourself at all times, and have a good show. If you want to touch gloves now, and come out ready to fight.
James Benchier, our ref for this matchup between Gobina and Moreno. Moreno in the red tape gloves, Gobina in the blue tape gloves, here in the middleweight division. And we're off. Gobina trying to close the distance as quick as possible and gets dropped. Back on their feet, doesn't faze him one bit. Moreno trying to clinch up, trying to take away the hands of Gobina. Gobina and them get a little bit of distance now. Gives up position, and it looks like Gobina is shooting in for that takedown. He's very persistent with it, and he's definitely displaying a lot of strength. And Moreno just mixing things up with a little bit of combination there. Gobina isn't phased as he continues to press forward. Now shooting in for that takedown once again, been very persistent about that. And he finally gets the takedown. And we'll see what all the excitement was about with Gobina trying to take this to the ground immediately, knowing that Alex Moreno has some very fast hands. Not only very fast hands, but a lot of power behind those.
Gobina really working to soften up Moreno. And now Gobina possibly taking the back.
Gobina looking to open up, posture up, and land some shots here. Trying to control Moreno from the back. Moreno trying to go out the back door here. Crossing over.
Moreno manages to get Gobina off his back. And now pushes him against the fence.
And it looks like Moreno's looking to take this to the ground now. Grabs him and gets it. Gobina looking to posture up. Looking to finish what he started there earlier.
Gobina now unloading on Moreno.
Good job by trapping the arms there by Moreno. Gobina, it's just a matter of minutes here.
Some nice rib shots coming from Gobina. Moreno really looking to get out of this situation.
Yeah, you know, Gobina is just softening him up a bit, trying to get in here, hoping that he'll give up that position. But Moreno's well versed here on the ground as well.
Gobina working the body with those knees.
More knees to the body by Gobina. Just a little over 10 seconds here. And here we go. Final seconds remain here in round one.
Just wailing on Moreno.
And staying busy. And that's it.
And that will conclude round number one. Let's take a look at the replay. Now Moreno was doing a great job in the beginning, managed to rock Gobina a few times, got him wobbly on his feet, but Gobina being very persistent, kept going for that takedown, managed to get it. Once he got it down onto the ground, was able to kind of dominate the pace of the game a little bit. Moreno not seeming to take too much damage, but definitely Gobina firing off enough shots.
Yeah, Gobina pretty much dominated in the first part of the round. Pretty much most of the round. There was a nice takedown, though, by Moreno.
Welcome back. We're here, round number two. Gobina versus Moreno. We'll see if Moreno can get a couple more points and secure that lead over Gobina. Oh, and he shakes Gobina, and down goes Gobina. Just like that, Moreno changes the tides. What a fantastic execution right off the bat. Lands the shot, gets the uppercut, lands a couple more, and Gobina goes down, and the referee calls it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 10 seconds of the second round. Your winner by knockout, Alex Moreno. Here is Ben Sablon.
Now making his way to the cage side, Ben Sablon. The family of Ben Sablon, of course, has been involved in mixed martial arts for a long time. Definitely looking forward to this fight. Two very experienced amateurs here. Ben Sablon fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, as this fight will be set for 3 rounds at 3 minutes each. His opponent, Adam Avitia, has been on the rise lately. He's a strong fighter as well. It's definitely going to be a great test for Ben Sablon. Both fighters are going to be out here putting it all on the line and proving themselves tonight. Ben Sablon heads into the cage.
here's Adam, the Chin Collector Avitia.
Now making his way to the cage, Adam Avitia. Adam hails from Jackson, California, and stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Currently fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, his amateur MMA record stands at 1 win and 0 losses. Adam currently holds a white belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of MMA Gold in El Dorado Hills. Adam holds a black belt in karate and has practiced wrestling almost his entire life. Definitely going to prove to be a very strong opponent, both on the stand-up and on the ground. Adam looking to pick up his second win here tonight as he heads inside the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Silver Legacy Resort Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Tom Supnet. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6 feet tall, official weight 145.4 pounds. He represents the San Diego Range Fighting Academy and West Coast Brawlers. Ladies and gentlemen, from San Diego, California, presenting Ben Sablon. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 8 inches tall. Official weight also 145.4 pounds. He represents MMA Gold. Ladies and gentlemen, from Jackson, California, presenting Adam, the Chin Collector Avitia. Once again, Tom Supnet is your official for this bout. 3 rounds, bantamweights.
Okay, guys, follow my instructions at all times and defend yourself at all times. Go ahead and touch him up, and good luck.
Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup between Ben Sablon and Adam Avitia in the 145-pound weight division. Scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, of course, in the amateur division. Featuring the amateurs tonight here in Reno, Nevada. Both the fighters immediately in the feel-out process here. Nice inside leg kick delivered by Sablon.
Both fighters bobbing in and out, waiting for their opportunity. They both have lightning speed, you know, and are definitely packing a punch.
Avitia with a nice big left and a nice kick to follow things up. And now they clinch. Avitia will now work Sablon up against the cage, looking for that takedown. He's trying to scoop him up here. Looking for that arm control. Sablon just persistent with this takedown attempt. Almost there. And he gets it. Persistence does pay off. So Avitia will continue to work on top here. Sablon will have to work from his back.
Adam now working from side control.
Adam Avitia just looking to maintain the knee over the belly, trying to cross over into full mount. And that's a good job done by Sablon, getting out of harm's way there, utilizing the cage to his advantage.
Sablon's really gonna have to break out of this and work to improve the situation. Adam continues to move forward. Sablon doing a good job of keeping Adams at bay and not really letting him progress too much.
puts him right back at full guard. So good job by Sablon. And Avita's going to try and land some shots from the top now. A lot of effort to be pushed back into the full guard, but that, like I said, great defense by Sablon. 56 seconds remains here. Tom Supnet on top of the action, our referee, making sure both fighters are staying busy. And you can see Avita is just trying to create some space there, trying to find an opening, possibly land some shots here, of course. There we go, some nice elbows. Avita now really starting to do some damage, scoring some points, and some more shots. Like I said, he found that opening, and once he did, you know, there's just a barrage of punches coming down, and he's just covering up. This could be very close to being stopped. But it's a good call by Tom Supnet, knowing how much punishment the fighter can take. And he's covering up. He's still in there, giving him that opportunity with the final seconds remaining here. And man, what a way to weather the storm, Ben Sablon. Especially with the few seconds left here. That's it. Fighters will get a chance to recuperate. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Now Adam Avita just right off the bat, coming off with the heat. Sablon was able to get a couple of nice kicks in there, but once things got turned down to the floor, Avita was able to capitalize and land a significant amount of some heavy shots from that elevated position. Sablon definitely gonna have to look to pick up some extra points next round.
Stick around, more MMA action when we return. Back here at round number 2, King of the Cage, Silver Legacy Casino here in Reno, Nevada. Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup between Ben Sablon and Adam Avita here in the 145-pound weight division. Both fighters started out on the feet comfortably, and then it went to the ground where Sablon had to work from his back, and Avita would control most of the fight. And we know that that's some of his strong points here. Yeah, absolutely, trying to strike, and there he goes. He gets it to the ground, covering up, but he's going to call the action right back to the feet.
He's looking a little wobbly on the feet.
Yeah, he sure does.
But he looks like he still wants to fight, but things are off.
Supnet's going to let him go. And Avita with a high kick to the dome. Good night. Man. Let's take a look at a couple other angles here as we take a look at the replay.
But wow, I mean, it looked like Sablon was looking fresh, fine at the beginning of this fight. Right there, Avita managed to land a solid hook, took Sablon down to the ground, but Sablon stood back up, got rocked, was looking very shaky, definitely was probably over for him, should have been called. Adam closed in with that one last kick, and that was it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 39 seconds of round number 2. Your winner by knockout, Adam, the Chin Collector, Avita. Here is Michael Wood.
Michael Wood now making his way to cage side. Wood hails from Honolulu, Hawaii, and stands at 5 feet 7 inches tall. Fighting out of the 125-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 3 wins and 0 losses. Wood currently holds a blue belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Reno, Nevada. Wood's main fighting style includes that of kickboxing and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, making him a well-diverse opponent on the stand-up as well as the ground. And with that blue belt in Jiu-Jitsu, he's definitely going to be a formidable fighter with a lot of experience. His opponent's definitely going to have to look down for takedown attempts as well as watching out for the stand-up. Michael Wood heads into the cage.
here is Mean Dean Parker.
Now making his way to cage side, Dean Parker. Hailing from Corona, California, and standing at 5 feet 3 inches tall, Parker's fighting out of the 125-pound weight class. His current amateur MMA record stands at 4 wins and 1 loss. Parker has shown a very impressive performance here at King of the Cage several times, always puts up an amazing fight. He's got a great record right now. He's looking to pick up his 5th win here tonight. You know, Parker's one of those amateur fighters, you know, he looks pro right off the bat, definitely going to be someone to look out for in the future. Parker trains out of Bullpen Muay Thai and Deerless Jiu-Jitsu. There he studies primarily Muay Thai, wrestling, and Jiu-Jitsu, a mixture of the 3 different styles to the best of his ability. Parker is shown to be a very strong Muay Thai fighter on the stand-up, as well as taking things down to the ground, controlling the situation. He's proven himself to be a very formidable opponent to anybody. Dean Parker heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the sensational Silver Legacy Resort and Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the junior flyweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Tom Supnet. Introducing first, the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 5 feet 7 inches tall, official weight 124 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, from Honolulu, Hawaii, presenting Michael Wood. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 3 inches tall. Official weight 125.6 pounds. He represents Bullpen Muay Thai and Deedless Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Corona, California, presenting Mean Dean Parker. Once again, Tom Supnet is your official for this bout, with the final instructions now, 3 rounds, junior flyweights.
Okay, guys, I want you to follow my instructions at all times, defend yourself at all times. Touch him up. Good luck.
Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup between Michael Wood and Dean Parker in the 125-pound weight division. Dean Parker, excellent striking ability, excellent stand-up, very well-rounded fighter, but you know, he just keeps the pace up. And if you can't keep up with him, you're in trouble. So tonight, I'm sure Michael Wood has done his research and knows that that's the type of fight that Parker's going to bring.
Parker looking to make the first move.
Yeah, but you know, capitalizing on it is Michael Wood now as he gets those overhooks in. Dean Parker's trying to look for this takedown as he, there we go, switching it up again. Dean Parker, if I'm not mistaken, trains with the likes of William Suriapai, King of the Cage veteran, and man, a big name in the world of Muay Thai. So that's always a good guy to have in your corner, and that would probably explain the stand-up ability that you see from Dean Parker, putting in 110% every time he gets in the cage. Like I said, Michael Wood, he's done his research, and you could tell.
Oh, and a nice little twist there. Dean Parker gets the takedown, ends up on top.
Dean Parker caught up, and now busts right out. Tom Supnet on top of the action, making sure both fighters are staying busy, trying to get out of this and move into the side control position. And they are back on their feet. Dean Parker getting an opportunity to showcase those stand-up skills, those hands, those quick kicks that you always see when he brings it to the cage. Michael Wood is also fast himself. I mean, anybody in this division is pretty fast, but these guys are probably one of the fastest I've seen in the amateur division, in the amateur ranks. Dean Parker, his fights in the past have been just 150%. It's just incredible how these guys can put in so much work and barely look exhausted. True testament of their cardio. Dean Parker switching things around here. A little bit of dirty boxing going on here. And some outside knees delivered to the thighs, and those will pay some big dividends if the rounds go later. 46 seconds remains, and Dean Parker looking to control this fight thus far now.
Oh, and Wood tries to go for a swift takedown there, doesn't quite get it.
High kick barely misses as well. These guys are going to have a lot left in the tank. They've left a lot on the reserves here.
Michael Wood being very cautious.
Yeah, both fighters being very cautious, rightfully so. It's just a sign of respect.
Dean's
just waiting for that opening, trying to land that shot. Here we go.
Nice little combo there from Dean.
Final seconds remain here. Dean Parker says, you know what, last minute points, last minute points.
Wood, both fighters just exchanging the shots back and forth right there for the end of the round.
And much respect between these fighters. Let's take a quick look at the replay.
Dean Parker being a little bit more of the aggressor this round, definitely being the initiator, starting the fight, landing a couple of more combos than Wood. But Wood hanging in there, being a very strong opponent, not really letting Dean get too much headway. Both these fighters are very evenly matched, I think, especially with the Muay Thai style that they're fighting in.
We're just about to head off into round two. Before we do, we'll take a quick break. Stick around. We'll see you on the other side. Round two between Michael Wood and Dean Parker is underway. Tom Supnet, our ref for this matchup. Navy veteran. I would have to say mixed martial arts veteran. Been some of the coaches. I think Primal MMA is one of the gyms he's headed out for many years. If not, if he still does, correct me if I'm wrong. Dean Parker, known for his fights in his past. Very fast, very technical fighter, great stand-up.
Both fighters being very cautious.
Yeah, absolutely. We were talking about that earlier. You know, rightfully so. These guys, it's a sign of respect. I mean, man, you really don't want to throw it all out there and get tagged like this.
Parker moves in.
That's exactly what we're talking about.
Wood is there to defend. Parker going for the takedown.
And Parker does get the takedown. Now going to work, trying to pass the guard of Michael Wood. Wood has got a nice guillotine going on there. And you can see that Dean Parker is just trying to pass that guard. Now he's going to try and possibly posture up, deliver some nice elbows. And you can see Michael Wood is just trying to push him back into the full guard, but Dean Parker's doing a good job of defending that as well. It's back and forth between these two. Very technical fighters, especially for amateurs. If you just tuned in right now, these guys are amateurs. You probably wouldn't even know that if I didn't say that. These guys are just out there, and of course the clock. Clock's a big dead giveaway, right? Tonight's event being brought to you in part by Lucas Oil, made in America, sold to the world, and of course General Tire, anywhere is possible. 1 minute and 12 seconds remain on the clock. And we're sort of in a stalemate position here.
Dean Parker looking for the submission attempt.
Yeah, I mean, it's just really can't happen from this position. Very difficult. Not like I haven't seen it done before, but here we go. Nice scramble.
Parker swings around, pulls that guillotine really quick there. Doesn't quite get Wood.
And now they're free once again on their feet. Dean Parker's cool with that.
Michael Wood now pursuing Parker.
Yeah, he's scooping up underneath, and that's a good job. Sustaining that situation there. But Dean Parker's able to close in.
Wood now up against the cage.
Just tuning in, we're here at the Silver Legacy Casino, Reno, Nevada. We want to thank them for hosting King of the Cage with just 15 seconds on the clock here in round 2 between Michael Wood and Dean Parker. Dean Parker in the red tape gloves, and of course, Michael Wood in the blue tape gloves.
And that will conclude round number 2. Let's take a look at the replay. Dean Parker once again showing a little more promise on the stand-up, landing a couple more shots over Michael Wood. However, Michael Wood defending relatively well from the ground, getting things turned around, but Dean Parker just seems to be slightly a step ahead. But still, not quite controlling the match enough for a flat-out win. You know, Dean's gonna have to work just a little bit harder to try to finish. He's looking for it, definitely.
And here we go, the third and final chapter between Michael Wood and Dean Parker here in the 125-pound weight division. King of the Cage, Future Legends 41 here at Silver Legacy Resort Casino. And in the red tape gloves, it's Dean Parker, and of course the blue tape gloves, Michael Wood. Now, I haven't seen as many shots land as I have in Dean Parker's previous fights. And that could be because Michael Wood is just, you know, on it.
A little more stand-up now coming from Michael Wood. He slips, stands right back up.
And that goes back to saying Michael Wood, you know, has done his study, he's done his research.
Ooh, and a nice shot from Wood.
But that doesn't mean Dean Parker isn't landing any shots either.
Parker now trying to take the back.
And they'll get up against the cage here once again. Of course, Dean Parker's back to the cage. And of course, you can see Michael Wood's going to try and take advantage of this as he tries to spin around. But Dean Parker's got a small little guillotine here. Nothing too life-threatening there as Michael Wood's got a control of that arm and now spins him around. That's great scramble. And who's going to end up on top on that scramble? Dean Parker taking the back. Of course, Michael Wood's got to be careful here. He could take some shots from Dean Parker from underneath. And we've talked about this before. Those are some of the worst shots, man. Getting a shot underneath the armpit, not being able to see where it's coming from, and it landing. Those are some of the worst shots you could take.
Parker now taking the back, putting Michael Wood in an awkward situation.
Really, in the minds of the judges, he is controlling the fight. Dean Parker is ahead in points. Absolutely.
And Parker's hooks are in deep. This isn't looking good for Wood.
Wood's got to be careful. Things are starting to cinch in here. Now in a world of trouble. Michael Wood needs to get out of this position. Things are starting to look very bad. 55 seconds remains. Dean Parker still has enough time to finish this. And look at Michael Wood getting out of there. Michael Wood just hanging on. I mean, it's a really awkward position. It's not like it's too threatening, but he's just got to get out of there because things always get to worse, and now he's getting out. But like I said, things get to worse sometimes. And now you can see the back getting taken. Dean Parker just in control here.
Dean Parker trying to set up the rear naked choke here.
Either way, you know, if he doesn't finish this off, he's really finishing strong in this round.
And we got about 10 seconds left here in the round.
Dean Parker finishing strong.
Parker looking to capitalize and make any extra points he can.
And rightfully so, as this round is about to end. And there you have it. The end of a war. Let's take a look at some of the highlights.
Dean Parker doing exactly what he's been doing this entire fight. Being the aggressor, being the initiator, you know, going for takedown attempts, going for submission attempts, doing whatever he can. Definitely getting points for control, you know, taking the back of Michael Wood several times, being able to just wail on him from behind, taking him out, going for rear naked choke attempts, everything he can. You know, props to Michael Wood for being able to defend everything fairly well and still looking fresh, looking like he's ready to fight another round. However, if we're going to go down to points of control alone, Dean Parker definitely took that.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of junior flyweight action here in the great state of Nevada, we go to the judges' scorecards, and all 3 judges at cage side A, B, and C score this bout exactly the same way. 30-27, all 3 in favor of your winner by unanimous decision, Mean Dean Parker. Here is Joey Mckay.
Joey Mckay now making his way to ringside. Mckay hails from Reno, Nevada, and stands at 6 feet 1 inch tall. Fighting out of the 145-pound weight class, his current amateur MMA record stands at 5 wins and 0 losses. Mckay has just proven an outstanding amateur career here at King of the Cage. Mckay looking to uphold this fantastic streak and looking to pick up his 6th win tonight. Mckay currently holds a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and trains out of Charles Gracie in Reno, Nevada. Now, Mckay is primarily a ground combat fighter. He trains a lot of jiu-jitsu, as he has for the majority of his life. He proves it there right in the cage. The proof is in his record right there. Mckay, another name definitely to look out for in the future of this sport. Joey Mckay heads into the cage.
Here is Victor Mini Hulk Vorgar.
Victor Vorgar now making his way to the cage. Vorgar hails from Monrovia, Liberia, now fighting out of Southern California. He stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall and fights out of the 145-pound weight class. His current amateur MMA record stands at 2 wins and 2 losses, including 1 draw. Vorgar trains out of Bear City Jiu-Jitsu in Big Bear City, California. There he trains kickboxing, Muay Thai, and a lot of wrestling. Wrestling is primarily where Vorgar has had most of his experience in, so he's a very formidable force on the ground. It'll be interesting to see how he fares, though, against Joey Mckay, who is, of course, as we all know as well, a very strong ground fighter. Vorgar looking to pick up his 3rd win tonight as he faces off against Joey Mckay. Victor Vorgar heads into the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the Silver Legacy Resort Casino, Reno, Nevada, King of the Cage and General Tire present this 3-round bout in the bantamweight division. Your referee in charge of the action, Tom Supnet. Introducing first, in the Lucas Oil blue corner, standing 6'1", official weight 146.6 pounds. He represents the Charles Gracie Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, from Reno, Nevada, presenting Joey Mckay. His opponent across the cage, fighting out of our General Tire red corner, stands at 5 feet 6 inches tall, official weight 142.8 pounds. He represents Bear City Jiu-Jitsu. Ladies and gentlemen, from Monrovia, Liberia, presenting Victor Mini Hulk Vorgar. Once again, your referee in charge of this 3-round bantamweight bout, Tom Supnet, now with the final instructions.
Okay, guys, follow my instructions at all times. Defend yourself at all times. Go ahead and touch him up. Good luck.
And here we go, Joey Mckay set to take on Victor Vorgar here in the 145-pound amateur weight division, scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Fighters getting an opportunity to showcase their skills on the big stage here tonight.
Round fighters, we'll see how these two stand against each other. Now Mckay definitely having a little bit of that height advantage. That's definitely going to give him the advantage here in the stand-up. But they're both ground fighters like we said before, so we'll see how it turns out on the ground, as it's already taken the turn there.
Joey Mckay in the blue corner and Victor Vorgar in the red corner. And of course, Victor Vorgar working from the bottom here, trying to trap those arms, trap the head. And now trying to posture up, and now switching things up into a guillotine. Things have reversed. And as he reverses it, he taps him out. Man, impressive work done by Joey Mckay. Let's take a look at the highlights here, man. You can see Victor Vorgar gets taken down. And in Joey Mckay's attempt, he got caught up in a guillotine, but Victor Vorgar gets caught up in Mckay's guillotine. And from that point, that's it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 46 seconds of round number 1. Your winner by tap out submission from a guillotine, Joey Mckay.